As long as I'm in education, I'm going to be here at Pueblo High School. I'm going to be here in Tucson Unified School District. These programs are unlike any other programs that you'll see anywhere across the state or country.
Here, as you guys can see, we have all of our other projects, but today we're going to be focusing on Project 4, which is 3D text. So
I teach everything from photography to graphic design. I teach 3D printing, which is back here. I teach drone photography and drone video stuff. I do virtual reality stuff with my students. If there's something out there that is new and emerging technologies, I've probably done it, and I am teaching my students a lot of that. If you come into this classroom, it's unlike any classroom, I believe, here at Pueblo High School. I'm doing what I can do to make this place amazing. I mean, there's so much creative power and creative juice coming into this class, and I try to match it when it comes into the door. Students being creative, and I try matching it with a creative curriculum. And I started off at Grijalva Elementary and went to Pistor Middle School, then went to Tucson High and finished my education at the University of Arizona. I mean, they used to always call me a travieso, and the reason why they always used to call me a troublemaker was because at home I was always a troublemaker. I had siblings. I was always just having to do something, make trouble to get attention. Little Ernie is jumping off the walls and is being crazy, but it was always the complete opposite. And I remember in high school they told me once that my dad was really afraid when he went there because he thought that his teachers were gonna say that I was being a bad student. But instead they told him about how great I was and how I had found this new thing, photography, and I was just trying to share it with the world. I learned so much between the darkroom and digital photography and doing competitions and being involved with all kinds of photography competitions. I love teaching, and I think one of the most interesting things that I didn't think that I had always wanted to be a teacher. And when I was looking back at my portfolio that I created when I was a senior in high school, and I wrote there that I wanted to be a teacher because I wanted to be in a place where I feel like I can be creative and I can inspire others to be creative. What I do is bringing the outside world into my classroom, and so we go out once a month and we hike some trail around Tucson. The cool thing is that in just a couple of weeks we'll be heading to the Grand Canyon, and I'll be able to share my experience that I had this past summer as a photographer at the Grand Canyon with my students. And ultimately we're going to be creating this video kind of documentary about our experience at the Grand Canyon. In Boy Scouts I had the opportunity to learn how to do CPR, and it was one of our badges that we had done. And those skills I ended up using a week later when one of my friends had ended up falling into our pool and he didn't know how to swim. And so what I had to do was I had to jump into the pool and pull him out. So I had practiced CPR on him, and I was able to get the water out, and he ended up coughing. And it's the highest medal that you can get as a Boy Scout, which is the Medal of Honor, and that's for saving someone's life. It's a miracle that I got those skills, and I think it's a miracle that I was able to save someone's life at such a young age. It was just a sense of community from listening to the radio station on the intercom. I knew Pueblo was going to be something different, and I'm so happy that I took the chance to step out of long-term subbing and come into teaching here at Pueblo. Also just make sure that when you bring it back, bring the speed, make it consistent.